Stop mothering your man. I don't care how much you love him, how much you think you're helping, how much you believe you're keeping the relationship together. If you mother him, you are killing the very thing that makes him a man in your eyes. That spark, that attraction, that polarity between the masculine and the feminine. It dies the second you step into the role of his mother instead of his woman. You didn't fall for a man because you wanted another child to raise. You wanted strength, leadership, a man who excites you, who makes you feel safe, who makes you feel feminine. But when you start doing all the thinking, all the planning, all the reminding, all the correcting, you take all of that away. Men need freedom. They need the space to make mistakes, to learn, to figure things out, to rise into their own masculine energy. When you're hovering over him, when you're telling him he loaded the dishwasher wrong, when you're asking if he remembered to drink his water, when you're scolding him for leaving his socks on the floor, you might think you're helping, but what you're really saying is, I don't trust you to be a man. And that kills both his confidence and your attraction. Because guess what? You can't respect someone you don't trust to handle life. Now, I hear women say all the time, but if I don't tell him, nothing gets done. And my question is, then why are you with him? Did you choose a man who was already a slob, already incompetent, already showing you from day one that he couldn't handle life without a mother figure? If yes, then stop complaining. You chose him as he was, and you can't now be surprised that he's not suddenly transforming into a king. Or maybe, just maybe, he wasn't like this at the beginning. Maybe when you met him, he had initiative, he had drive, he had energy, he had a sense of leadership, and now he's lazy, passive, and checked out. Do you know why? Because over time, you mothered him into incompetence. You thought you were helping, but you actually trained him to step down, to stop trying, to stop thinking. You turned into the devouring mother who controls everything. So he just handed you the reins and checked out. And now, you resent him for being the very thing you created. Let me put it another way. Imagine hiring someone for a job, and every time they make a decision, you jump in and correct them. Every time they take initiative, you tell them it's wrong. Every time they try, you hover over them and redo their work. Eventually, what happens? They stop trying. They wait for you to give the orders, to solve the problems, to do the work. That's exactly what happens when you mother your man. He learns that no matter what he does, you'll correct him. So he stops showing up. He stops leading. He stops putting in effort. He becomes a passenger in the relationship, and then you start resenting him for not driving, but it all started with you taking the wheel. And listen, there's nothing less attractive than being the mother to the man you want to sleep with. You can't scold him like a child and then expect to feel chemistry later. Polarity is built on masculine and feminine energy clashing together. Masculine energy thrives on direction, freedom, challenge. Feminine energy thrives on receiving, trusting, radiating. The moment you start controlling, nagging, correcting, you step out of your feminine and into his role. And when you do that, he has no choice but to fall into the feminine himself. Passive, indecisive, compliant. That might work for a roommate, that might work for a child, but it will never work if you want him to remain your man. Let him fail. Let him screw up. Let him forget to book the restaurant and then scramble last minute. Let him load the dishwasher wrong and discover that his way doesn't clean the dishes properly. Let him burn the dinner. Let him lock himself out of the house. Let him make mistakes and live with the consequences. Because every time you jump in and fix it, you rob him of the chance to learn, to rise, to actually step into the masculine role. Do you know why so many women feel like they're carrying everything in the relationship? Because they never put it down. They never let the man carry his own weight. They picked it up, they micromanaged it, and now they're drowning under it. And then they call it love or care. But it's not, it's control. And here's what will happen when you stop mothering. One of two things. Either he will step up, he will rise into that masculine energy, take responsibility, start showing initiative, start planning, start leading. He will sense the space you've given him and fill it. Or he will not. He will collapse further, reveal that he's actually not capable, that he's not willing, that he's content being passive. And in that case, you'll know. You'll know without a doubt that he's not your man, that you've been wasting your energy trying to raise someone who doesn't want to grow. And then the choice is yours. But either way, you win, because you stop pouring yourself into mothering and finally see the truth of what you have. If you're terrified of losing him by doing this, let me ask, what are you really holding on to? A grown man? Or an overgrown child? Because if the only thing keeping your relationship intact is you micromanaging every detail, then you don't have a partner, you have a dependent. And no woman I know dreams of being her man's babysitter. If you truly crave polarity, desire, passion, that fire where you feel like a woman with a man, you must stop mothering him today. Hand him back his freedom. Let him carry his own load. Let him show you who he really is when you stop holding his hand. And if that means some things don't get done, let them not get done. Let him face the reality of that. It's not your job to cushion him from life. It's his job to rise to it. So stop picking up his slack. Stop reminding him of basic things like he's a toddler. Stop correcting, nagging, micromanaging. Start trusting that if he's your man, he'll figure it out. And if he doesn't, then you have your answer. But either way, you win, because you reclaim your feminine, you reclaim your power, and you stop playing mommy to a man who was never supposed to be your son.